trouble finding the link. Sorry.
Well, keep that registration link handy. You can always re-register if you can't find the other link, but then it's one link or the other, right? We'll see. Well, welcome everybody. It's Saturday, December 19th. We're about to take a 2-week break and then come back in January. And as I was just saying to folks, your links will be good. We're ending our shortest module ever, which is on cloud hands. And the good news about today is that we're not going to teach any new movement today. We are going to move a little bit more than we've moved before. So maybe that's going to feel new. And we're going to put it all together so that hopefully by the end of today, you'll be introduced to the whole movement. Then I'll be sending out to all of you links for how this whole module has come together. And I'm going to remind you right now that all of these videos, usually within a week to 10 days. So right now we're all up to date, except for, of course, today's class. All of these are on a YouTube channel. So that YouTube channel is YCF/Seattle. So like Yang, Chengfu, Seattle. So Y, C is in Charlie, F is in Frank, Seattle, part of YouTube. So you could subscribe to that, and then any of our school's videos would be there for you. These particular videos are always in a playlist called Basics and Fundamentals. And to find our most recent video, you go down to the end of that list if you're doing a list. So that's how that works for everybody. So welcome today. Last time we really looked at both, we reviewed the arm movements, and you'll remember that we did some work in our chair, and we really got a feeling, began to get a feeling for how your arms could move in relationship to your center and how you could coordinate your upper and lower body from your center. And for those of you who missed last time, we'll try to catch you up. So there may be some new things for you today. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free, if there's not a lot of noise in your environment, to unmute and just pop out with a question anytime, or you know, whatever. If I need to mute you, I can mute you at any time. If you've got people or animals or whatever bouncing through your space, then maybe that's not such a great idea. But we're going to try to put this all together and remind you of your toolkit. Again, next time we meet in January, we'll be starting a new module. We'll have a nice long time to develop our toolkit then, and we'll be able to return to some of these same things that we've been doing so far, as well as put a whole bunch more Tai Chi skills in our toolkit. So that's where we are. I want to just start today actually moving in a very non-Tai Chi way. So for those of you who've done a little aerobics, how about a little step, touch, 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 touch. If that's faster than you can do it, then you can slow down. I don't care what you're doing with your arms right now, but if I find it useful to kind of just give myself a little knee bump. I think we talked about knee bumps last time. So it's going to warm up our body. It's also going to have us conscious of our knees. Now I want to slow it down, and you can slow it down at whatever speed you want to slow it down. But I want you to pay attention to, like, can you figure out naturally, you could speed up and slow down, whatever works for you. What are you doing with those feet when you do it? What are you doing with your lower body? Does a part of your foot come off first? Does a part of your foot go onto the ground first? So get a sense for that. Have you figured that out? So here, I'm going to bring my, my toe leaves last, my heel comes first, my toe comes first, and then my heel. We all do that naturally. Notice how my toe comes off last, and then it comes down first. And then my toe, my heel ball toe, toe ball heel, shift weight. Heel ball toe coming off, toe ball heel. Just get a feel for that. You can furry friends this, right? Keeping yourself very erect. How difficult or easy is that for you to do in slow motion? Just play with that. This is looking good, you guys. Very good. I wore a vest today instead of putting a little line on myself. And you can see how my center moves over the heel of the foot where I'm bringing the weight. Can you get conscious of your center of your line, a Tai Chi pole that goes from your foot all the way through the top of your head, and how you're moving that pole over. And we talk about separating empty and full in Tai Chi. So I want you to think about, if you put your weight on both feet, how you move your weight and fill one foot. And then this foot is empty, this leg is empty, and you can step out and fill it and empty the other. Bring it in and out. Now let's bring it in not quite so far. Let's bring it in to sort of shoulder width apart and over. And now if you bend your knee a little bit more or a little bit on this side, you can reach out a little further and move, filling that foot, emptying the other. When it's completely full, I want you to just bring it in shoulder width apart. Let's go back and forth here, come to the center and start again and go to this side. So we're gonna shift our weight, extend. Now keep that Tai Chi pole absolutely straight. Bring in, shoulder width apart, back. So there could be a tendency, do not do what I'm doing now, to do this. Now, we don't want to do that. Tai Chi pole absolutely straight. And you do not have to step any further than is natural. You'll find out if you bend your knees a lot, this is a real workout. And you can extend very far. You have to bend the other knee and this knee straightens. On the other hand, if you bend just a little bit, you'll only go out so far. That's all right. You can still take a tiny step in, but you don't step until when all of your weight is on the other side. So we're shifting the center of that Tai Chi pole. Make sense to folks? All right, I see some thumbs up. All right, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this later. So that's a good start for us. Let's now review what we've done before and be a little more traditional with what we're doing. So let's start with our feet shoulder width apart or whatever is comfortable for you. Feeling those feet on the ground. Feeling the center of your Tai Chi pole absolutely centered between your feet. and hooking the top of your head to a cloud. That neck gets very long, the shoulders naturally drop. How about those knees? Did those knees go and get locked on you or almost locked? How about just bending them a little, relaxing them? And when you do that, you may notice that, oh my goodness, you can relax your lower back and almost sort of sit about thinking in sitting in a chair. Just let that tailbone drop. Lovely. And we're gonna rotate our arms by expanding our back and let them float up. Feet planted firmly. And then for now, we're gonna bend our knees as we come down. Could be a small amount of bend or a big amount of bend, up to you. Finishing the downs of both parts of your body and then up like waves. Imagine you're in some sort of viscous water. I don't believe I've told you that I've actually swum in the Indian Ocean. It's much more salty. And because it's more salty, you're more buoyant. And it doesn't really feel thicker, but it definitely feels different. Like you float a lot easier. So let those arms float up and push through the liquid as you come down. And you may find it easier to coordinate this if you are breathing in when you come up and breathing out when you're pushing down. Fine to do this at your own pace. And now let's leave our arms down. And how about a little bit of shoulder movement here? I don't know about you, but that just feels so good to me. And back the other way. We can do this anytime we want. Yeah, good. I see Julia doing this. You can try this. One up, one back. Yeah. I love it. Julia has her little stuffed animal on top of her head again. I just love it. Hey. I know you're probably not on gallery mode, but I get to see that. All right. How's that feel? Remember this? We did this kind of like kept our beautiful, how we kept our upper arms and elbows sort of in one place, but we freed things. And then we, kind of did this. Remember that? You can go back the other way too. People make a big deal about how hard this is in Tai Chi. But if you just start, like drooping your arms, we all know how to do this naturally. So this is our arm movement. Let's remind ourselves of this. We're gonna have our circle. When we get in January, we'll talk a lot more about the circle, but we're gonna have this circle that goes across, two circles, go across our back, making a circle, and across our front, making a circle. So there's this little indentation right here, which is part of the circle. I want you to hug a tree. Relax your knees. They're not going to be super bent. They should be wherever you're comfortable, just soft. And I want you to relax those elbows. They should be drooping, the shoulders, right? If it's more comfortable for you to be down here, that's fine. If it's more comfortable here, that's fine. Now, wherever you are, I want you to expand. I want you to expand across your back, like the tree just grew everywhere. oh, I'm seeing a couple people do this. It's like, it's getting hard now. No, thank you for the expansion and the mental work that took. But no, this is easy. The sun is shining. Just relax, enjoy, arms up, expand across the back. Expand across the back. Oh shoot, I don't have it here. Imagine a piece of like saran wrap, like plastic wrap, and that plastic wrap is all crinkly, and we put it out, and that's like the fascia in your back, and it's still a little crinkly, but then you just do this expansion, and it all smooths out. All smooths out. That's what we're doing when we do that. All right. Probably getting, some of you were still doing that while I was talking, so you're probably like, oh, that was a lot. That was a lot that you could do. All right, so we also had this shape. Remember, and I didn't care which one was in front. Doesn't matter to me, but we had this shape right here. So just take one of them right now. And notice that that's sort of like part of the circle. And you've just kind of taken this circle that was kind of big and closed this joint a little bit. And maybe moved it down a little bit. So you could kind of glance down, read your notes right here. That would work. Do it with the other arm. We call this a ward off shape in Tai Chi a lot. And you'll recall we did a Queen's wave. So that Queen's wave turned this hand, and then the hand kind of pushed out a little. It wasn't a turning at the wrist. It was, I mean, the wrist turns a little bit, but it's basically a turn of the forearm, right? And we did this. We did Queen's wave to that push. And then thinking about that finger, remember, we drew an oval and it came up. Queen's wave to a push and up. And we also talked about how this could be like connecting with somebody here, fist coming in this way, connect, and then you're grabbing them, grab, pull around. And I want you to combine this feeling. Let's do it with the other side. Queen's wave, pull, down. Queen's wave, pull, down. Nice. Queen's wave, pull. Now, have we forgotten that circle across our back? So the other thing we did last time and the time before, we tried putting them together. Remember that? So we're gonna, you can mirror me. Queen's wave, pull. I want you to think in your mind that you're still out here. You've still got this kind of circle thing going on. And your arms are to the side. And then inner arm comes up, outer arm goes down. Queen's wave, pull, and they join at the side. Queen's wave, pull. Queen's wave, pull. Queen's wave, pull. Is this crazy or what I see? Yeah, this is tough. And last time we put in with all of this a turn. So I'm going to bring this hand up and we're going to do that. The center body, the only reason you rotated your arm was because you coordinated it, just like we did this, with your center of your body. So we're going to turn in the direction of this, the shoulder of this arm, right? Around our Tai Chi pole, Queen's wave, pull, and nice, just feel your body there, nice. And then you're gonna, it's almost like you could put a little piece of paint on your finger, your index finger, and let it go down sort of almost the wall and come back. And as it comes back, you come back. So let's try that again. Queen's wave, pull, that's that turn, and turn back. The two are completely coordinated. One more time. Queen's wave, pull, and turn back. And your other arm, turning this way, Queen's wave, pull, coming around as you come back, right? Queen's wave, pull, and back. Nice. All right. So we're going to actually try this together, and I'm going to point out some important, we're just going to shift our weight a little bit. So starting here, which direction are we going to turn? We're going to turn in the direction of, this elbow, this arm, this shoulder around our Tai Chi pole. This hand's going to come up. This hand's also going to go up and Queen's wave, right? So turn, Queen's wave. Check out the fact that you can stop with your arms at the side when you finish that turn. Now, inner arm comes up, outer arm goes down, turn back. Nice. And then when you get to the center, Queen's wave, turn the other direction, pull, arms at the side. And then come back. And here you are at the center. So once you get this feel, right at the center, you're starting your Queen's wave. Okay? Now I'm going to add one more thing. We're going to shift our weight. So we're going to shift our weight to that same side our arms are going so that we can lift the other foot. We would be taking a step, but we're not going to step right now. You can just put it down. And then inner arm goes up, outer arm completes the circle. You're turning all the way to the other side and shifting your weight. If you've shifted it completely, you can lift up that other foot. Put it down. Push with the foot on the arm side to shift your weight and power your turn as your arms move to the other side. Now your weight is on your arm side. You could pick up your other foot and now push with your arm side foot and turn in the direction of that your arms are going. Nice. And we're just going to keep going. Lift that foot, put it back down, and turn back. Lift that foot, put it down, and turn back. Lift the foot, put it down, and turn back. All right, this is the essence of cloud hands. I saw at least one shaking of the head. Oh my gosh, I'm patting my head, I'm rubbing my tummy. There's just a bunch of stuff. There are people in this class, by the way, who have been doing this for a long time. But most of you are doing this for the very first time. So congratulations if you feel like you even got a little bit of it. Yeah, I see some dancing going on here. This is great. Yeah, good job. Any questions about what we just did before I add one last thing? And then we're going to get lots of practice so that you guys can go back to the tape and really have this if you want. Any questions? I see a no. That's good. That's good. All right. So the one more thing we're going to do here is when we pick up our foot, we're actually going to step. And it can be a big step or it could be a little step. It does not matter. I'm going to take a big step because it's going to emphasize it for you. But seriously, if you just take a step that's an inch, that's okay. Like if you're like this and you shift over here and you want to pick it up and just put it down almost in the same place, that would be okay. And if you want to shift and pick it up and put it down almost in the same place, that's okay. I'm gonna just for those of you who are watching me, I'm gonna take a bigger step. How do you take a bigger step? You bend your knees more, because that allows you more room, right? If your legs are really straight, you know, if I take a really big step, I don't even touch the ground, right? It doesn't work, right? But if I'm down here like this, I can take a step like this, right? So so that it's always how big your step is always dependent on how much you've bent your knees. So you pick that, whatever's comfortable for you. It could be bending your knees this much, or it could be bending your knees a good bit. Doesn't matter. All right, so get our bodies, whatever you want to do to feel comfortable. And I'm going to start over here. And because we're gonna be moving in this direction, and we're gonna start with this hand in front of us and our feet kind of shoulder width apart, okay? And remember, we're gonna shift our weight, push with this foot, shift our weight and turn as we move this arm. You got that? And then this arm is just gonna, this arm's gonna be coming up. So let's see what that looks like. So are we ready? You guys look great. Relax, keep those elbows drooped. There you go, a little expansion, lovely. All right, and I'm gonna give myself a little sitting here, so that helps. And I'm gonna shift my weight, turn around my Tai Chi pole as I Queen's Wave move my arms. That's freed up my foot. I step out and then push with the arm side foot back to center. Then Queen's Wave as I push the last little bit, and I can step when my arms are at the side. And push the arm side, Queen's Wave, turn over to the other side, freeing up that foot, step, push, Queen's Wave, arms, step, push, turn, Queen's Wave, step, inside arm, always Queen's Waves. And do one more step, that is. Stepping in. And now we're going to come back to center. How was that? It's okay. All right. All right. Add a little bit of this, huh? Yeah. Especially if you weren't here last week, right? That'll be true too. All right. So we've got lots of time to get more of this under our belts. This is just a really, really lovely move. So I'm excited by what I'm seeing. Keep yourselves expanded. Remember this feeling? You wanna feel that you've got this great expansion here. So you're not like this. You've got to have room for those guys to swing. And guess what's really happening here? You are powering this arm with this turn. But because we're doing it in slow motion, you're not quite feeling that, but that's what's happening. So this is really just, this arm is just really flying around because you're turning it. You're turn back, right? That's really kind of what's happening. So so for those of you who have any bandwidth at all, which I know a few of you do, any bandwidth because you've done it before, then you can think about that connection. For the rest of us, we're probably thinking about, oh my gosh, what's next? This arm goes up, whatever. Okay, we're gonna actually go back the other way now. So so put your feet, shoulder width apart. And this arm's going to be coming up, and we're turning and shifting our weight to the other side to free up the non-arm foot. Stepping out, inside arm is going to come up as we push with the arm side feet, shift our weight, queen's wave, all the way over to the other side. Bring the foot in, push with the arm side, queen's wave, step, push with the arm side, queen's wave, step, push with the arm side, step, inside arm, queen's waves. This is our last step in. Notice how I'm just starting to queen's wave when I'm at the center. We'll do one more. Shift my weight, arms at the side, step, inside arm comes up, shifting weight to the other side, step, and coming back. We good? We getting there a little bit? Okay, I'm gonna turn around. Now, you're not gonna see my arms quite as much. I'm gonna try to make my turns really big. You don't have to make your turns big at all. If your turns are only this big, that's all right. I'm gonna turn around because then my right side will be your right side. By the way, this is right when I turn around. It's not when I'm facing you necessarily, but when I turn around, it will be. And then maybe you can see the movement from a different direction. So let's give that a try. Works? Okay. And if you can't see me at any time, just shout out because I think you're going to be able to see me. But let's see where I want to start. I think I want to start here. All right, I'm in camera view, right? Yes. All right. So we're going to stand shoulder width apart, feeling our feet. Get that Tai Chi pole going. You should be centered, completely centered. Shoulders, where are they? Are they relaxed? Those knees, are they relaxed? Remember, we're going to need them bent a little bit. Some of you more than others, depending on what you've decided to do in terms of shifting your weight. Your left hand is going to swing up. Your left hand's going to swing up. So it's kind of in front of you. And your right arm is going to be down. So you're like this, as we were before. We're going to shift our weight to the left as our left arm queen's waves pulls and the right arm starts to come up. Arms at the side, weight to the left, we step out. Push with the left foot, right arm rises, left arm circles down, queen's wave, pull, shift weight, step in shoulder width apart. That was 1, 2, Push with the right foot. Turn, power those arms, Queen's wave over to the side. Right foot can step out. Push with the left leg, Queen's wave with the right. Step in. One more. Push, Queen's wave, arms to the left. Step out. Another. Step in. Oh, let's do one more. Can we smooth it out? This one will be our last one. We'll come all the way over, step in, and come to center. All right, how was that? Could you follow along at all? A little bit? It's sometimes really useful to see it from the back. So let's do it. One more time from the front without stopping, and then maybe one more time from the back without stopping. Does that work for you guys? All right, because I think practice is what really matters right now. All right, so we're going to be traveling. We're going to go to this side first, but then we're going to travel. We're going to do 3, if I can count, in this direction. Then we're going to come to center and do 3 back. Okay? So here we are. Going to Queen's wave this arm. It's probably mid Queen's wave at this point. All right. Shifting. Arms to the side. Step. Shift. Queen's wave, pull. Step in. Queen's wave, pull. Step out. Queen's wave, pull. Step in. That's 2. Queen's wave, pull. Step out. Queen's wave, pull. Step in. Now we're just going to stay centered as we go over to this side. And then we're going to shift our weight onto our arm side and step out the other direction. Stepping in when our arms are at the side. Stepping out when our arms are at the side. Stepping in when our arms are at the side. Stepping out when our arms are at the side. And staying on both feet until we're back at the center. Oh, I was supposed to step in. I lost track. Arms down. All right, we're going to do it the other way. Feet shoulder width apart. Feel very aligned. Get your Tai Chi pole. Bend your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. Your left arm is the one that's circling up. Get that nice ward off position. Your right arm is like it's been in that tree and come down in front of your sort of your right hip. Feel your weight in your feet. Pushing with the right leg, turning from your center around your Tai Chi pole. Shift that weight, that whole pole to the left. Arms left. step, push with the left foot, left arm down, right arm up, arms to the right, step in. Shifting left, arms left, step right. Shifting right, arms right, step left. Shifting left, arms left, step right. Shifting right, arms left, step in. We're gonna do one more. Shifting left, arms right. Arms left, sorry. Step. And to the other side. We're gonna center ourselves and just turn around our Tai Chi pole in order to now move our Tai Chi pole to the right, over that right foot, step left. Step in. Step left. Step in. Step left. Step in. Center your Tai Chi pole. Let's just spend a moment just doing the cloud hands and the turn. Arms to the right. Arms to the left. Come to center. Right arm comes down. How are we? How much of this have we got? A little bit? Yeah, still there, still there. Yeah, maybe a lot, yeah.
I find it easier when it's faster.
You know, it is actually easier until you get confused about which part is supposed to be moving. And then it gets really frustrating. But yeah, doing it at different paces helps. So now you've been introduced to cloud hands, which is really fabulous. Any extra questions? And by the way, when I send out, I know I've been promising you an email for a while. When I send out an email, which I will send you a link to Master Yang Jun doing cloud hands, and you can just do it with him mirrored if you would like. And you'll also have links to these. So any final questions before we cool down?
I kept forgetting not to move my hips when we were turning. I kept catching myself. And
good for you.
I don't know whether there's a way to like cement them more, but as soon as we started moving our feet, then I found, I was doing this and I had to keep.
Yeah, good for you to notice that, because if you do move your hips, then you're apt to be twisting this knee when you do that. Because if you don't move your hips, then this knee lines up with this toes. But if you turn your hips like this, your chances are very good. I mean, I have it so ingrained, it's really hard for me to do it. But
Right. Yeah.
You would be tipping this leg out. So what is really important to do, I think, to solve that is again to just do it and to get that sense, remember, of push with this leg and turn here. The problem is you're getting the weight off of it, right? But you can still push. You're moving the weight to your toe, but you can still push as you move it over. And then you can push with this toe. And there is a little tiny hip turn because you're kind of closing here, but you want to make sure this hip does not turn, right? You don't want that to happen. You don't want your butt turning. This hip can close. In January, we'll talk a lot more about how this open close here is not so different from some open close that we do here with our, what we call our qua. And that's, that will help. So January, we'll work on that a lot more. Meanwhile, this is a very good thing, Rima, to have noticed that. Any other comments or questions? Let's cool down. This is Kelly's activity. I just want to mention that once in a while. I mean, maybe she got it from somewhere else, but I got it from Kelly, who is one of our teachers here at the school. And I just think it's fabulous. Oh, actually, I think it's probably, wherever you want. I like my feet shoulder width apart, but do whatever works for you. Be on your Tai Chi pole. Let the sun come down on your face, the imaginary sun. Really enjoy it. Be relaxed, be centered, be held. And then with those expanded arms, can you drag your fingers through the warm sand, feeling the warm sand? Grab up some of that wonderful sand. Maybe come up on your toes and down. And we're going to do it again. Feel the sand, drag your fingers through, it's warm. Grab some up, squeeze, take the warmth into you and release everything. And drag your fingers through the sand. Squeeze, relax. Thank you guys for joining me. This was wonderful. You guys are looking good.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you in January. So any of you who can come back, do come back.
Yay, I'll be here. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, everyone.
You too. You too.
Thanks, DDC in January.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Sounds good.
Oh, look, Yukiko has a
Thank
you
you sign. Yeah, that was lovely.